Okay, so the next topic is Scrum. So the Scrum is one of the most advanced technologies which is used in the software practices, and it is used in most of the industries for the application development. Okay, particularly the Scrum practices is used most of the industries, and it is used most of the research collaborations also. Why? Because if we want to align the application format in the certain steps, we have to know how the Scrum is deployed, what is the basic concept of Scrum, and how the Scrum operates based upon the principles. Okay, the Scrum is a certain principle which it follows some framework. So what is a framework means? It follows certain kind of frameworks. For example, the product backlog, sprint, daily stand-up, sprint review, and sprint retrospective. So these are the 6 protocols this Scrum topic follows, and it is constituted according for the purpose of the application development. So first point deals with how it will be the framework for the application. Why? Because if you want to develop certain kind of applications, you have to build the particular product in a more flexible way, and also it should be satisfying the customers. That's why they are calling it as a customer retention. In the day-to-day practices, we are using a lot of applications, and everything is completely an AI-backed source where all the applications are currently running in this emerging technologies. Okay, so this particular framework is applicable to all this application environment. Okay, so that's why we are calling it as a flexible way, and it is an iterative way. Okay, second point is, it's instead of doing everything once, if you want to build up the application, you don't want to follow the entire procedure, or at least at one. For example, it is split up into the various stages, and each stages is a Scrum. Okay, the Scrum will break each and every stage, and it will develop the application into the smaller parts, or you can say it as a smaller chunks. Okay, so each chunk is a specific application. You don't worry about the entire application. So for developing that application, the application part is broken down into the smaller constituent chunks. For example, if you use any kind of application like Zomato, Swiggy, Google GPS, or any kind of particular applications, so that is an outline environment. So inside that particular applications, we will be following with various metadata. For example, if you follow with the Zomato, then there will be home page, there will be the product page, delivery page, and also the price page. So these are all these metadata which comes under the particular application. So if you want to develop each and every page, it is a chunk. Okay, each and every page is chunk. If you go with another insights inside to the particular page, then it is also called as a chunk. So if you want to develop the particular chunk, it will withstand up to 1 to 6 weeks. In those 1 to 6 weeks, the particular application page is reversed with multiple applicants. Okay, it goes with the various customers, and they will be giving you some certain suggestions, customers, and from the feedback you will be developing and to the other Scrum. Okay, so it is an incremental methodology, and it also follows all the agile practices, basically from the traditional approach from waterfall, spiral, incremental, and also all the models. We will be using this particular Scrum framework as one of the methodology in that particular thing. Okay, so this practices goes for the Scrum. First one is product backlog. Okay, so what is backlog means? Backlog means it is a list of essential requirements for developing an applications. Okay, so the customer feedback, the feedback from the stakeholders, the feedback from the academicians, the feedback from the researchers, everything, every particular thing is put in this particular bag to review with the process, and to also integrate with those particular inputs in the upcoming Scrum. Okay, next one is sprint backlog. Okay, sprint backlog means, as I said, each and every applications derives with the multiple pages. Okay, so each and multiple pages you will be going with the sprint backlog. Sprint life cycle will lifelong stand up to 1 to 6 weeks, not more than 1 to 6 weeks. And fourth one is daily stand-up meetings. So daily stand-up meetings is an industry meeting where this sessions is carried out after the post break or the lunch session, and this session carries only for 15 minutes. And sprint review and sprint retrospective. Retrospective in the sense, it goes out with the overall methodology, whether the things that you put in the particular backlog and the Scrum process is going in a smooth way or not. So for this Scrum, so you will be having three prominent people. So the three prominent people are the product person, Scrum owner, and the development team. Okay, so these three people will be inside this particular segment to carry out whether the application is moving on in an iterative or in a flexible way. Okay, first one is product owner. Second one is Scrum Master, and third one is development team. So this product owner involves testers, involves the developers, and also the industry experts and professions inside this master. This product owner will define how the application has to frame. That particular application is carried out with a lot of back-end frameworks and also the front-end frameworks. Okay, so it derives with the testers, developers, and IT professions. So the product owner is the owner to develop the particular product, and he only picks up the person, the expertise in the particular domain, that who can able to deliver this product. So he is one of the prominent person. And second one is the Scrum Master. The Scrum Master is nothing but he is the person who carries out the overall activity. He checks out the regular activity, whether the people are working, whether the application is moved upon the chunks and also in the incremental basis. If there is any obstacle or hashback, this Scrum Master will intervene into the particular segment and he will sort it out. And third one, the development team. So this team is the responsible team for developing the applications. Okay, so without this team, the Scrum, the process, the protocol will not satisfy, because these people are capable of doing the applications in a back-end way, so that all these three activities has to be carried out in a smooth way. Okay, so the Scrum means what are the applications that you're developing? The application is split up into the small chunks. So each chunk is called as a Scrum chunk. Okay, it carries out for 1 to 6 weeks. It won't last after 1 to 6 weeks. So in such a way, it should be developed in an incremental way. Okay, we can also invoke the spiral model also inside, because in certain kinds of risks are arrived when you're developing the applications, the spiral model is used. Okay, the spiral model is nothing but it is a loop which goes on targeting the particular failure part, and it will be sorting it out. Okay, so from the requirements gathering to the testing and to the deployment stage, so all these activities has to be carried out only by the Scrum Master. So he garners and checks out, monitors the things which are going in a very fine and polished way, and development team is responsible for developing the applications, and they will be going with the benchmark and standard principles, so that the emerging technologies can adapt to this certain kind of concepts and principles. So this is a major concept of Scrum. Thank you.